We're out here Saturday heading to the Impact Training Facility for the Midwest Rebels. We're continuing our winter workout tour 2023. We're looking forward to talking with these guys. Pretty relatively new group. So we're pulling in the parking lot here, and we'll see y'all inside. Hey, we're out here at the Impact Training Facility with the Midwest Rebels, and I have to my left Jason Duncan, the director.
Yes, sure.
Owner.
Jack of all trades.
There you go. I love that one. That was easy, right? That's me.
I tell people I'm the owner only when things are going well. If you have a complaint, that goes somewhere else.
Yeah, the complaint jar is outside.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, I get you. So we're out here today doing some filming. We're on our third week of our tour stops. Tell us, Jason, how long has the Midwest Rebels been in?
Yeah, so we started in 2016 with just one team, and so my current 15U team when they were 8, and I was kind of a baseball dad that didn't want to be, and sitting down at the foul pole and some things going on, and so we started coaching, and we were fortunate that first year to have a couple of guys involved. My partner Steve Rohr, who couldn't be with us today, baseball guys, love it, got involved and ran one team that first year, and then I guess did a couple things right. Maybe.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
Right.
And went from one team in 2016, kind of one team to two to 4, and through today we've got 36 ball teams playing now, from 6U all the way through 17U now for the first time. So
today we're seeing some 12U, we saw some 11U, 13U, and 14U, correct?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So you tell us a little bit. We were out there doing some filming, and we got some shots. We're going to get some more and have some fun with this today. Got a little trivia in already, so make sure you stick around for that. Talk to us about some of the coaches you got out here, or the instructors that are working with the coaches.
Yeah, that's really one of the areas that we feel we're the most fortunate to have. We've got really quality, lots of people have lots of good coaches. There's lots of good people involved in St. Louis. That's one of the fun things about this is meeting people and baseball guys. But we've really worked hard over the years to work with guys that kind of get our mission, that we're pulling the same direction is very important to us. Both with our trainers and our coaches. We were visiting earlier. During our winter training program, we have the trainers working hand in hand with the coaches. We think that's very important, that we're all pulling the same direction. But some of the guys that you met, Eric Trout's been with us for a handful of years. Brian Grosh been with us a few years. Justin Holt, one of our trainers, been with us a couple years now. Steve Feisey, just quality individuals up and down. Vern House, who coaches our 14U team, he's been with us since day one. And so we're really fortunate that we've got guys that really care about the kids and do it the right way. Doesn't mean we're perfect. Clearly I am, but it doesn't mean that, but guys that are wanting to do this for the right reasons and collaborating together and making sure that we're kind of on the same page.
Sweet. Well, we're going to be showing you guys some video of what's going on out there. We're going to have some more coaches coming on, chatting it up with us a little bit through this tour stop. So, Jason, I do appreciate you allowing us to come in, stick the cameras in your face a little bit.
Yeah. No, we love it. We're so happy that you guys are here, and we're really proud of getting a chance to show off our program and our boys and the work they're putting in this winter. So looking forward to having you today.
And we're looking forward to, we're going to be out with Game 7. You guys are doing the Midwest Rebels Invitational.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be out there that weekend. I think there's a lot of quality teams out there.
Yeah, I think last I checked, there's over 60 teams registered already, which is phenomenal.
Especially that early in March, it's great.
Well, I think the Daves made us a promise of 70 degrees, no rain.
I'm not going to...
So if anybody's looking for a place to play that weekend, there's a promise out there from Dave's that it's all good, right?
I ain't going there. You heard from him, Dave. And Dave.
Yeah, but no, our first year doing that, we're really excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Jason Duncan, Midwest Rebels, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, so what we're doing here, we're going to do some trivia. Do not shout the answer out. There's all too many guys. Raise your hand. World Series, right? Home Run Derby champ. Look at that. Look at that dude right there. Yeah.
I know him.
That's because he's big, right? Hey, say hi, buddy. How we doing? All right. What's your name again? Graydon Coleman. Sweet. All right.
Cardinal trivia, number 1. Who holds the single season stolen base record for the St. Louis Cardinals? You.
Brock?
That's close, but incorrect.
Oh, Vince Coleman.
Vince Coleman, my man right there. That's right. What's your name, buddy?
Kemper Holland.
Say it again.
Kemper Holland.
Kemper Holland. Good job. All right. Here we go. Who's ready for the next one? Who's ready? Okay, guys. How many World Series titles have the Cardinals won throughout history? His hand was up first.
11.
11. I love it. Good job. What's your name, bud?
Carson Nichols.
Sweet. Good job. Who'd you get there?
Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
All right. Hey, who's ready? Last one. This one's going to be a tough one. You guys ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Hey, how many Gold Gloves did the St. Louis Cardinals defense win in the 2021 season? This young man right here.
3.
3, incorrect. Right there.
8.
Close? No.
Oh.
Right there.
9.
Close, but no.
7.
No.
6.
No.
10.
No.
8.
No.
11.
No.
I think I know that.
Anybody?
Ah. I know it.
Right back there.
11.
11? No, incorrect. Right
4.
here. No, that would be incorrect. Right here.
5.
5 is correct.
That was like the easiest question. That was not like the easiest He's punching her.
Make sure that's it. Now, can anybody name who they were?
Harrison Bader, Tyler O'Neill, Paul Goldschmidt, Arnado, and Yadi.
Nope. Yadi was not a part.
Hold up.
Who?
Tommy Edmond.
Tommy Edmonds. That's correct. Very good, guys. Good job, though, young man. Everybody say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Good job. What age group is this? 11 to 13. Very good. Hey, guys, thanks for playing.
What he's brought to the table is just a great
That's okay. Make an adjustment. What's your adjustment? What is it? You can look better, right? You can add something to it. You can change our approach. Like if you like putting that whole left center versus right center, which totally makes sense. See how you get stuck? If you play over top or this way, down behind the screen.
Okay, guys, I have Todd Nissle here with us. He's one of the instructors, coaches for the Midwest Rebels. We've just been out here watching some kids throw and hit, talking a little bit, just met him. But thanks for taking a minute, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Midwest Rebels, instructional thought process. You work with catchers specifically,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh, that's why I specialize in is catching, yes.
So talk to us a little bit about what your approach to catching and some of those things that way.
100%. As far as catching goes, there's a lot and there's so much detail that goes into it. Keep it very simple for them though. Catch, block, throw, then talk to the umpire. You can't do anything till you have the ball in your right hand, so let's take care of catching first.
Yeah, as an umpire I can tell you, please don't let me die. I'm serious, right? Everybody's wearing gear, but still.
And the funny part is, like, we joke about it. That's how I got my first college scholarship. So when I went out of state and went to go play in Texas, the head coach there, the shortstop that played for him, his dad was an umpire in Arizona. He found out about it in this small connection. He goes, "Hey, do you know about this guy named Todd Nissle?" He goes, "Actually, yeah, I think so. He plays for PV, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I've bumped behind him many times." He goes, "Well, what do you think?" He's like, "I didn't get hit." Scholarship. Like that's literally how it happened. So yeah, take care of it.
Exactly. That's what I would say as a blue. I didn't die. So, there you go.
Yeah, take care of them.
Hey, and that's the thing, and just taking that, I think that's one of the perspectives maybe we don't look at very much. Mm-hmm. As an umpire, when you've got a guy that you can trust and you settle as an umpire behind that person,
100%.
And all you're focused on as an umpire is seeing the baseball.
Makes your job a lot easier.
As a catcher, you're going to get some stuff, aren't you?
Oh, 100%. We can expand that zone. And the whole thing is, like, it's always getting better. And catchers, like, my philosophy is we don't steal strikes. We just give umpires the opportunity to call them. No umpire wants to sit there and go ball four. They want to call strikes, right?
Right.
The fact is, if I can make it look decent enough that you're not going to catch flack from the guys to your left or guys to your right, let's go. Let's move the game on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's true. And especially when you're talking about youth baseball, correct?
100%. Time to go.
Because regardless what they don't have, these young arms, they don't have the command of a strike zone.
No.
But if you've got a 12-year-old and he's around the plate and your catcher's doing the job, that's what you're looking for, right?
Absolutely.
So when we're talking today, you're working out here with the kids. I saw you working with some of the catchers.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at as they're working out here?
So work the same the four things, right? Catch, block, throw, umpire. So you can catch way more than you block way more than you throw. And if you get those, talk to the guy behind you, people skills. So with these guys, it's, hey, how are we moving? Are we giving ourselves the best option? Because it's all leverage, right? Like, especially as guys get older, they're going to throw a lot harder. There's a lot more force involved. Are we getting the right positions? Are we staying below the ball? Or are we moving out? If they get that, then it's blocking. Because blocking is reactionary, and, well, your glove goes first anyways. So a lot of it's just basics, and then once they get that, it's the same thing in BP. Like when guys say, you have guys that can hit bombs and batting practice, but can't touch a baseball in the game. So this is the first kind of like, we have more stuff to think about. And like as guys, if they're starting to struggle and there's too much going on or the game's getting too fast, talk to them about how to move it down. How do we slow it down? What are some stuff that we can do? And get them to start doing this until it becomes subconscious. Then we get to more detailed stuff.
Very good. Todd Nissle, folks. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate the
Thanks
time.
for having me.
I got Justin Holt here, Midwest Rebels Impact Training Facility instructor, coach, and we saw you out here working with the kids. We're doing a little BP today, live, live from the mound. Gave the pitcher a little break, so you jumped on the mound, pumped a little to the kids. That's fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's good for them, and it's good to see, I can throw a little bit harder than they're used to, but I can do it safely. So they feel safe to stand in there and take swings, and that's what I want them to do. I want them to see it, and I want them to be confident to swing the bat.
And there was a couple kids.
Yeah.
Put some good swings on it, so that's a positive thing, right?
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
So instruction, when you're working with the kids, what's your approach to that?
I guess it depends. Team-wise or like a lesson-wise?
Individual, team, the whole scope of it.
So team-wise, I'm not big on like micromanaging as a team. I want them to learn how to play baseball. Yeah. I want them to learn how to react to the ball without everything being a drill or everything being structured, right? I want them to just learn how to play. When I grew up, I learned how to play. This kind of stuff really didn't exist, so I met 10, 15 buddies out the ball field and we just played baseball. So that's kind of the mentality I take into coaching. Obviously, we work bunt coverages, all those different types of things, but just teaching them to be aggressive, play the game, hustle hard, and at the end of the day, if you can do those things, you're probably going to come out on the right side of it.
So when you're bringing that individual instruction to some of these kids, how does that approach come into that?
So hitting wise, my approach is strictly a lot. I work mechanics early in the year, but as we get towards January and close to season, I focus a lot more on timing. I really believe that kids mechanically will do things a little bit different. There's no one way to hit. But what every great hitter has is timing, and they know how to hit the ball in the barrel. And if you can do those two things, you can be successful as a hitter. If you understand how to change your timing and do those things and catch up to faster pitching, be able to wait back on slow pitching, you're going to be a good hitter if you can be on time and you can hit the ball in the barrel consistently.
Rhythm and timing, right?
Absolutely. So this time of year, that's a lot of what I focus on with hitters, a lot of different drills that change their timing, force them to change their timing, learning how to hit faster pitching, those type of things. And then early in the year, I get kids that want to start in September, October with lessons. Then we work on mechanics, and if we need to make any, big changes, we'll do that early. But this time of year, I want them to get their timing and trust the swing they have going into the season. In my opinion, this is not the time to make big swing adjustments.
That's why those pitchers need those good off-speed pitches, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You start getting timed up on your fastball, you got to have something, right?
Absolutely. And getting hitters to understand too, one thing I see a lot is, hitters will sit on a curveball, or hitters think that a curveball is a swing and miss pitch. All it's trying to do is change your timing.
Yeah.
So that way they can come back with the fastball. So I really work with guys on, even when you see the off speed, you can't sit on that because odds are the fastball's coming back.
Right.
And you've got to be able to catch up to that. You want to, especially the older kids, but even the younger kids, you want to spoil the off speed pitch, but you're sitting on the fastball. That's the one you want.
All right. You can drive it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Justin Holt, guys, Midwest Rebels. Justin, thank you for your time.
No problem, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. Glad you got to see the place.
Got the last one here. The green bandana. And talk to us about this.
Yep, so kind of a culmination of the other 6 bandanas. So once you earn all 6 of these, again, we make them come in and kind of give us a little presentation. We check the metric board and look at their progress over the year, and then they get awarded the green bandana, which makes them Rebel Made. It's kind of a big slogan with us. And and again, they get to see other Rebel players get to see our kids at the field or in the complex wearing these bandanas, and they all know what it means. And so this thing is what they're all shooting for.
I think it's great. That's accomplishment. I think you're building that work ethic and because success only comes with opportunity and work ethic, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I believe those things, it's earned. And I love what you guys are doing here. That's why I want to throw this in here. I really do, Jason. I think this is cool.
No, I really appreciate it. And, things like this is, this is why it's highlighted on our front wall, because we think it's important too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jason Duncan again, folks, Midwest Rebels. This is a great program, what they're doing here. I really enjoyed this part because it fits to what we talk about with the community and values, and really appreciate that.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Okay, guys, just finished here at Impact Training Center with the Midwest Rebels. Jason Duncan, thank you for taking the time. Great place out here. Nice facility. Guys were great to talk to. Hope you enjoyed that segment. Now we're off to the Midwest Futures. We'll see you there. Hey folks, welcome back to the 2023 Winter Workout Tour, and we're here at our stop with the Midwest Futures. And I have sitting next to me the owner of the Midwest Futures, Jon Myers. John, thanks for having us, bud.
Pleasure's all mine.
I appreciate. I always am appreciative of people letting me stick a camera in their face, because
It's all right with me. I like getting new people to talk to and talk about baseball.
Absolutely. That's the goal here. Your program, let's talk just a quick minute here. Your program has been around how long?
It's been around for 4 years now.
4 years?
Yeah.
Are you strictly at a high school level right now?
No, we actually have some youth programs. We've got an 8-year-old team, 11s, and then we go 2 14s right now.
So, 2 14s.
Yep. We like having the kind of a small bunch, but it actually helps us with keeping each other focused and keeping a small group, and that's what we kind of like around here.
Yeah. You're over here in O'Fallon, Missouri. How long have you been in this facility? Since you guys started?
Yeah, so in this building for 2 years, and then the other 2 we were in St. Peter, so not too far away from here.
Not too far away. St. Peter's, O'Fallon, it's not that bad.
Right.
Were you down the road over there in that other complex?
So it was actually it's off Cave Springs and Game Time. That's what it used to be called, and then now it's transferred over to Veta. So we moved out there and kind of got to a strictly baseball facility because that had other sports.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about why you jumped into all this.
Yeah. So I played my whole life, and after college baseball, played at St. Louis University, played with the Marlins, and then played a little bit in the independent baseball. And then it's just kind of a passion that I had, and I was doing lessons before that.
With the facility you're in right now, how much room do you have for growth?
We've got room for growth, but I kind of like to keep it at a smaller, structured club, an organization with, I think, at about 15 teams is my maximum. That's kind of how I like to do it, just so I can know all the kids, know all the parents. That's kind of how I like to do things. It's just, I think it's better for all of us if I like to be hands-on. So with all of it, and the parents know how I am, and I think that's creating good relationships, and I'm going to do the best that I can to help them get into their high school program, and the main thing is, at the end of the day for me, is get them to college.
Absolutely. So that brings me to the last question here, goals. I'm sure you guys set goals every year. What is your goals long term? Where do you see the club in 10 years, say?
So 10 years, I see us, kind of staying around that same thing. Like I said, the 15 teams, staying structured, staying, even more motivated with all the kids coming in and making sure that they're looking to play at a high level. That's my main focus, is wanting kids that want to be here and want to really have the drive to play college baseball. Because at the end of the day, when we're in here, we want to go 100%. And that's in everything that we do too. Whether it being they're a 3-sport athlete, play all of them 100%, and just don't be bored at one of them, and just go get it.
When you guys look at your 16, 17, 18U teams, you're traveling outside of the state, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How far? What's that look like? Are you looking at a national level, regional?
We kind of expand our radius sometimes, but I like to kind of keep it in that Indiana, Iowa, Kansas City. I love Kansas City, and then Indiana's one of my favorites, and then Hoover, Alabama is a good one. Getting down to Atlanta is okay sometimes too, just depending, right? And I think that's the main thing is making sure you can compete with every team that goes down there, right? So if you go down there and, lose a bunch of games, it's not really that much fun for anybody. As long as we're competing, though, if you're losing 1-0 games, 3-1 games, it's okay. But as long as we're, competing in those games, I'll be always happy.
Do you see, and, is that part of your goals? Are you looking to compete on that national stage?
Yeah, of course. We do look to compete at that high level. Big thing for me, though, is I love the Midwest, and I love the schools in the Midwest.
Sure.
And when you go down south, I'm not saying it gets any tougher. It's just sometimes they just grab players from down south, so let's make it easiest for us around the Midwest.
I like that thought process. And, I always find it interesting. We have the conversations with Kevin Mulder from Prep Baseball Report, and you see all the things. Most kids go to school within a 200-mile radius of where they went to high school. So I think that to me, that demographic really rings. And when you're talking about high-level athletes, Division I to Power 5 to things like that, if you're that level, they'll find you anyway, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, when I talk to all these guys too, everyone wants to go Division I. Like that's a big thing. Everyone wants to go Division I. At the end of the day, there's great Division IIs, Division IIIs, NAIA, junior college, and I tell them all, make those schools your Power 5 school. Like go there and think that it's a Vandy or a Georgia or Florida, whatever that is. Make that your school, support your school, be there for them, and make that kind of style for you. So,
I love that thought process because we talk about it all the time. We were just up in Quincy on the first part of our tour. Quincy's program is really starting to come together. They've made some good runs. They just beat the University of Tampa down there, which is no small feat.
No, it's not.
Right?
Yeah.
Division II, and UCM, of course. Maryville's coming along. I like Scott Ewell over at UMSL now. Yeah. And then the Western schools, I've heard Missouri Western, I guess, is really their programs.
Yeah.
Man, that's Division II, and there's really a lot of good baseball. Right?
Yeah, and that's the Midwest. I mean, that's what I want all these guys to understand, that there's very good baseball around here, right? You don't have to go, 500 miles away. You can just almost go in your backyard and play top 25 baseball. And compete at a very high level, because those guys like QU, I love it there at Quincy. I tell these guys, I played there for 4 summers, and that's one of my favorite places I've been. And, I think that, for them going down there and competing at that high level, they're going to get top caliber players around this area, and that's what they should go for.
Absolutely. And I think it's always nice when mom and dad can come and watch.
Exactly. That's what I tell them too. Yeah, I mean, because when I have sit downs with all the kids and they're talking with their parents, and they're like, oh, I want to go to California, I want to go, and then the parents are like, I don't know if they should go that far away, because they really want to go see them, and I think it's comfortable as well, and you'll be able to play well with mom and dad coming out every now and then and checking you out, even if it's 2.5 hours away. But there's a comfortability, type of feeling there.
Absolutely. Jon Myers, folks, Midwest Futures. We're going to jump down into the cages and get a little video here and start checking out what's going on in their winter workouts.
Got it. Just flip it. Oh, I threw. I mean, just flip on this side? Yeah. We make sure to line it up. They don't line up. Alright. I was going to help you out. Best one here.
Put 25, 10, and then this? 5? Yeah. Oh.
Hey, 25, 25. No, 255. What's up, Bird? Whoa, Bird!
That was definitely.
I just threw a pen, alright?
Oh, really? Good. Are you going right now?
Who's this young man, Coach?
Jeter Rupp. You're just getting into the ground. You're driving.
96, 340.
Are the guys swinging?
That was 98.5. That was a miss.
Is he high school? Okay. What's his name?
Jeter Rupp.
Okay. So how many kids you got throwing live today, Coach?
We've had 6 or 7 go so far. I think we only got a few left now. But yeah, everybody getting in one last one before high school.
Yeah, it's Monday, right?
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look at the camera, bro. It's cool.
He's hiding.
What's your name?
Tanner Sullivan.
Where you go to school, buddy?
Zumwalt West.
Oh, you're a Zumwalt West guy? Got a lot of Zumwalt West kids here?
Yeah. We, on our 17th, 4. Our 16s have about 3 or 4 too.
All right, guys, we've been down doing some filming. I'm sitting here with TJ Sinovich, and TJ's been working with the Midwest Futures
from the beginning.
From the beginning. I figured that's what the case was.
Yep.
So, how'd you get into this?
Well, I've been doing this a while. I started with the prospects, played for the prospects, and started coaching with the prospects. Moved over to the Rollins Extreme, and then we started our own thing. So came over here once we started. So once Jon and Moose got it going, I came with him. So yep. So
talk to us a little about your role in the program.
Well, right now I'm the 17U national coach. So do that during the summer. Run a lot of the high school director. Run a lot of the pitching stuff. Me and Mike Pontius run the pitching. Mm-hmm. Jon and Forney and those guys run the hitting stuff. So right now it's mostly just pitching, lifting, and hitting. So.
And I saw, I think you said the Forney coach, didn't he just go on take
St. Charles?
St. Charles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the assistant at St. Charles now. So, Yep.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love those connections with the high school and things like that.
Yeah, he played for us and we coached him going up. So, yep.
What does it look like as far as moving forward? You know, do you set goals for yourself and for the program and what you're looking to create and see what happens?
The main thing we're trying to do is just get a place for all these kids to go to college. I know, whatever level it is, not everybody's a D1 guy, and we know that. We try to emphasize that D2, NAIAs, JUCOs, there's a spot for everybody if you really want to play. So that's kind of what we're doing, is give them an opportunity, and hopefully we can get them somewhere to play at the next level.
How are you pulling from your experience from high school into college, the recruiting and all that? How do you pull from that experience to help these kids?
Well, it's a lot's changed with all the COVID and everything now. It's a lot different than it used to be, and with the portal and the transferring, and it's made things more difficult for the high school kids. So, like I said, it's from when I played back in the early 2000s, recruiting is a lot different now than it was. So, we just put them in front, put them in the best tournaments we can against the best competition, and hopefully somebody gets to see them, and that's all we try to do.
The video has changed a lot, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. That's a big part of it now is getting them on video, sending it out, and getting contact that way, because a lot of these coaches can't travel everywhere all the time, so video makes it a lot easier.
So, finishing up here, you've got the 16s and 17s down here. It's getting close to high school.
Yeah, it is.
Right? So you're pretty much, you got 1 week left. What's your focus as you're helping these kids finish up here?
Just fine tuning whatever we got left. Pitchers getting their last bullpens in. Hitters just trying to stay sharp, and hopefully everybody's healthy going into it, because tryouts it's a bear on all their arms. Their arms will be hanging after a week. So try to manage it where we're still working, but they're somewhat fresh going in because it's about to be a lot of throwing for them. So, yeah.
I got to ask this. You got kids going to all these different high schools. Mm-hmm. You go out and watch them playing against each other. Is that kind of tough? You're rooting for the guys, but
it is. But I mean, if they're both playing, they're successful, and it's fun to watch when they're both battling it out. I actually like when it's a pitcher against one of our hitters, and because they're going to be going back and forth afterwards about it, so that's always fun. So
nothing like a little trash.
That's what we kind of breed in here is competitive nature. So right. I mean, they're buddies, but when they're going at each other, they're getting after it. So that's how we like it.
And you got some quality kids out here that are going to be, I think, big time contributors for their high school,
for sure.
Right?
Definitely.
You got a couple kids in mind that you're looking at that you think will stand out for their schools this year?
I mean, Jackson Carter, he's been doing it for a couple of years now. Yeah. Brody Short, those are the guys that are kind of returning. But you watched them throw today. Jeter Rupp for Zumwalt West, I know they're thinking about him probably being their number 2 or 3. Tanner Sullivan for their we got some good pitchers. And Evan Fullhorse just topped at 91 the other day at Zumwalt South. So, and I know they got a lot of arms there.
Yeah, they do.
So, yeah, they could be something. They might be sneaking up on some people.
Coach Friedel usually kind of does that. You just kind of out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden South is like, they beat you.
Yep, and I think it's going to happen again this year from what I'm seeing. So.
If he's got, and you got Carter Cox sitting at the top of that order, so, but you got some good guys and whatnot, and I know that's interesting, especially for Zumwalt West, how much they're having to retool this year.
For sure.
So if there's some guys that, I think that's what's interesting about high school, and you get to see this, you kind of know when they're going in, I think this kid could make an impact, right?
For sure, yep, and I mean, they usually do when you think they're going to, and if they get their shot, and it's a short season, so you get your shot, and you got to run with it when you get it. So
absolutely.
Yep.
TJ, thanks, man.
No problem. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Once it felt good, I was through it, and my back
Basically, you hit it. Broke it. That's why I put that on the next one. It just floated up there. I'm like,
I got scared. Throwing change up.
Because there was no spin. It just came out like nothing.
Okay, guys, I got Donnie Horn with us. Donnie's been coaching the 14U for the Midwest Futures for quite some time. We followed you around the one weekend out at CNH, had some fun with that. That's been a few moons ago, hadn't it?
I think that was 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
it seems like yesterday. Actually, you know what?
Because it was before COVID, right?
It was. Yep, you're right.
So
it's been a while.
It has been a while, and you guys are working to get some more youth baseball teams.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, this year we just have 2 14s and then 1 11. So obviously we want to grow that a little bit. We've mostly been a high school club, like with mostly high school teams. We've had some youth, but we're finally looking, hopefully next year, start to build on that. So going to be out in the fields this summer, obviously, with my team and helping coach the other 14s as well. So I'll be around the ball fields plenty. Yeah. So I'll be talking to plenty of people, seeing if the opportunity, something works out between us. But yeah, I mean, big thing is we're just trying to get into that development. We want to get back to where it's mostly about development at the younger ages. My number one goal, that's why I love doing 14s, is I love to get these guys ready for high school tryouts. Like a win for me is if all my guys make their high school teams, any level, like regardless.
Right.
So that to me is more important than really anything else that I do during the season. I mean, wins and getting the trophies and all that stuff's great, but I'm always looking ahead to that 15U freshman high school year to where they can make their team and start that process. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
I think it's always interesting, because you can't guarantee wins. You can never guarantee a trophy. You can't guarantee wins or anything. But the only thing you can, I think, really guarantee is the opportunity, right?
Absolutely. That's it. I mean, you could play a perfect game and everything, just doesn't go your way. Hit the ball hard, get out, things like that. It's really about just developing. And then at that age, I think it's a lot about learning how to deal with failure is the biggest part for my 14s, it seems like, every year. Just really knowing how, you're going to have good days, going to have bad days. It doesn't mean you're a bad baseball player if you have a bad weekend. It's bouncing back and being able to get back to work and then just getting back to doing what you do. So, yeah, I mean, you never know how the weekend's going to go. You never know how, pitchers are going to shake up, things are going to happen, who you're going to face when. So, yeah, like you said, you can't guarantee a trophy. You can't guarantee a successful weekend, but developing and just getting better every day is the main goal. So,
with the 11-year-olds, what's you guys' approach? How are you approaching that development process with this 11U team?
So it was new for us. That was kind of a younger team for us that we've had that we've had in the club. Mostly, I think previous to that, it was only 13 was our youngest team going back. So it's been a little bit different. I mean, obviously, you're working at a different level with these guys. Now, granted, we got some pretty good ball players at that age, but it's still different. You can't talk to them the same way that you would talk to a 14, 15, 16. They're still growing even more than, my guys are. Still trying to figure out how their bodies work and all that. So it's funny, though, sometimes these guys, you think you got to simplify stuff, and then they look at you and they're like, well, Coach, did you mean I needed to do this? And you're like, well, okay, you got it. So it's funny. They know a lot more than you think they do, especially now with access to the internet, and they're always watching highlights and games, and they can look up guys' swings and, listen to somebody talk about it. So it's kind of different than what I'm used to in the past. So I think they have more knowledge than probably some of the guys I've had that young of an age in the past. So it's a little bit different.
That's pretty good for 11-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Sometimes they'll be like, well, Coach, you just got to say it. And I'm like, okay, you got me. So.
And I think that's the process there. And when you talk about teams next year, are you looking to just kind of, bring age groups in, slowly in that respect?
Yeah, so, I mean, we'd like to get maybe a couple teams at 14 and 13 for sure, and then kind of see where that's at, and then maybe work down maybe try to go into 12s because we'll have that 12U team. Sure. So maybe add a second one of those. I've always, ever since I've coached my boys at a little age, I've kind of had that fantasy of going back in time and getting an 8U team and kind of taking them through the whole thing again. So we'll see. Maybe one day that'll be something that happens. But yeah, next year we're just concentrating on really 12s, 13s, and 14s and kind of seeing where we're at with that. And then, maybe slowly moving our way down to the younger guys too. To me, the younger guys are the funnest guys to coach just because it's pure love of the game, baseball. They haven't really got to the point to where they get too mad about stuff. They're just out there having fun. So to me, I would love to get back to that a little bit.
I always love that part because the development process, like you said, with the little guys, I always say, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mm-hmm. It's got to be fun. Just have some fun. Enjoy.
Learn to love the game.
You're practicing. Learn and practice. Learn in the gym. Learning that. Go out and enjoy the game. Play and have fun.
Yep.
When you have success, but learn that your work ethic in the gym translates to the success on the ball field.
Right. And that's kind of what we envision. We envision doing a lot of training with those younger guys and kind of teaching them the way. I mean, still having fun while we're doing it. But then when it comes to the weekends and it's time to play, we're not going to do a lot of coaching. It's more just you guys go have some fun and put what you learn and enjoy it. That's it. I mean, I think the biggest thing at that age is if kids start taking it too serious at too young, you see them. That's when you see guys, good athletes, burn out at 15, 16 years old, and it's a shame because I've seen some really good ball players just decide they didn't want to play anymore or move on. I mean, some of them have tried other things, and some haven't done other sports at all. But so that's why I think, at the younger age, it's just important just to have fun and still that, let them have that passion and enjoy stuff. And then you're still working on things, but it's not the end of the world if something goes wrong.
Right.
So.
And like you said, and then at 14, you got to get ready for high school baseball.
Yep.
And at that point, hey, you know what? If you're serious enough about the game.
And that's the thing, is usually by the time they get to 14, the guys, you can tell who's really, into it to want to play that next level. And you'll still get some guys that just are playing to have fun, and that's awesome too. As long as they don't distract and they still work hard and everything, because we got a few of those guys. I got a couple guys playing for me this year that don't think they're going to play college or high school baseball because they do basketball and other things, and they want to concentrate on those. But they work hard, so, it works out in the end for me. So
very good.
Yeah.
Donnie Horn, guys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Always good to see you, bro.
Good talking to you.
This is 16 and 17, Jill, 4 years. These kids have kind of come through the program. Are you seeing the development that you have wanted in this group?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, this group of 17s, they've really committed themselves to this, and all of them want to play college baseball. And as you can see, they've really developed body-wise, getting in the weight room here, and this is exactly what they want. And I couldn't want it more for them. And just happy that they're really putting in the work, and for these guys, they just want it. And for both of them, Jackson Carter really just every day, day in and day out, showing off those wheels he has, and just kind of just giving you a different element to a game and really changing a game. He's one of those kids. And Brody Short behind the plate does a great job handling the pitching staff, and the kid always has a quality at bat. And that's all you can ask for is hard hit baseballs, and that's what he does.
I'm gonna get jammed or something.
What's the machine set at, guys?
No idea. Slider.
What's that?
Yeah, slider.
Slider? Okay. You guys seeing some good breaking stuff?
Yeah, Jeter was pretty good. Tanner? Oh, Tanner.
What about at your high school levels? Yes, no?
I mean, we got some guys throwing like low 80s, mid 80s, so it's firm, but off-speed stuff, I don't get there, here and there. Yeah, here and there.
Sit on the fastball, right?
So, yep, sit on the fastball, first pitch. Yes. Doesn't give it to you, you just don't hit it. Hangs you something. How pitching stats. You hit it.
He's eating a couple sandwiches, huh? I mean, he's not. I'm just saying. He's not skinny either.
I need to eat a couple sandwiches.
Main thing is kind of we want that interaction with the pitching and the hitting, and picking up all of the data that we need and the motion from the swings or the pitches. And also with the hit tracks, you can do catching, pop times, and working on velocity from behind the plate. Just kind of breaks down a lot, but the Rapsodo does a great job with kind of short, function hitting and all of that. I think that gives you great analytics as well.
I just need to get past the power.
What's the toughest pitch for you guys to hit?
12-6.
12-6?
I'm gonna have to agree on that one. One that just breaks really hard.
Yeah.
Like his curveball.
Nothing worse than a good curve.
Oh, thanks. Nothing worse?
Nothing worse.
Or a lefty's changeup. Keller, can I swing that 35?
Lefties
slider.
change. Lefties slider.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Why is that tough?
If they're like, depends on their slot. They come from out here. They normally hide it really well. And being a lefty, you know, seeing that, you can't see it for a long time. It's like it comes out of a tunnel.
And the lefty change just starts right after, just dips away.
Who's got a good one?
Jeter.
Jeter has a
nasty. It's so nasty. Good curveball, good changeup. 2-seam Rams lefty.
He struck me out with a
I know. Dude, I faced him once in live ABs. I mean, hands. Every swing I had was hands.